Hello, welcome to my February vlog. My name's Millie. I'm the voice and maker behind Ote Paper Studio. I make handmade journals and cards, notebooks, paper kind of treasures like that. And this month it's your reminder to keep going. I had a lot planned to get finished this month. A lot of custom orders and some smaller projects for the shops where I sell my books. Time runs away, doesn't it? Especially in February. It's such a short month. And we make so high expectations on ourselves sometimes. But I had a lot of fun working on a couple of these books. This one is actually a gift for someone, so I hope they don't see it before they receive the book. But I really wanted to share this process with you. It was the first time that I've made a large-ish kind of book with printed pages. So this one is B5, and I wanted it to have bullet dot grid kind of layout. So it's the first time I had to print that at home with A3 paper and then cut it down to size. So I was manually feeding my printer that you can just see behind me there with sheets of A3 and flipping them over to print the other side, so you have double-sided pages effectively. It was a process to figure that all out, but we got there. We got there in the end, and I was actually really happy with how it came out, so maybe I'll make some more in the future. And yeah, I thought I'd just talk a little bit while you see me binding these pages together. So I actually just paused the recording of the voiceover because I thought to myself, what am I gonna talk about? I haven't managed to prepare anything beforehand to say in this vlog this time because it's all been a bit last minute, but I wanted to stick to my deadlines and get it out. So we are gonna talk about the process of high expectations. I find I work great under pressure, so it's great because everything can come together in the end. It's not always how you imagine it. It's never gonna be perfect. We know that, but we do always want to give it our best shot. So as a following on from the last video I did, my first one, which was about just starting without having everything perfect, this is the next step, to keep going, even if you still don't have everything perfect. I think it's really important that we have grace with ourselves and not too much pressure. Some pressure is good, some pressure gets us moving, but not the kind of pressure that blocks us or just keeps us from developing, because we as humans, I feel we are adaptive beings and we change and grow as time passes, but we have to kind of get out there and make moves in order to have an effect on this world, on our lives, on what we wish to materialize and create and have an influence on. So we just kind of have to trust that where we are is as good as it'll ever be, as we will ever be, and kind of just see what happens and then move on from there and grow. So I'm really looking forward to next month because I already have so many ideas about how I want to do this better. But exactly, we have to just start and keep going. That is the name of this game, to keep going. And I learned a lot through this bookmaking process, actually, because there was quite a few times I had to stop and redo it, refigure some things out, some kind of techniques, because I've, as I said, never worked this large scale before, and also the paper was new. So if there's any of you bookmakers and creatives and artists out there, you'll probably understand that with every new material comes new challenges. No material will ever work the same way as a different one. So there's a lot to work out. For example, with this one, it was one of the first times I've worked with a linen fabric to make the bookcloth. I've done one before and that was kind of similar, but yeah. This one was a little bit tricky as well. It needs a little bit of a thicker rice paper to back it, and it's kind of more slippery than cotton, so it's a fun task to make sure everything aligns evenly. And also means that when you wrap it around the gray board, it will be thicker than cotton, so you have to kind of account for that when you put on book corners and things like that. So yeah. As you see me doing right now, I'm wrapping the book cloth around the edges, doing the turn-ins, and that was all kind of straightforward. Then I came to a bit of a tricky part where I was casing in the book, and as you may notice, I made a mistake here actually when I put in the spine piece, and I forgot to measure the spine gap with the spine cover board, so it was too thin. You can see now I'm trying to fit in the book block into the case, and it kind of worked because I trimmed a little bit extra off of the edge of the book block, but it didn't fit perfectly. I was a bit sad, but it's okay. We're not perfect and we do our best. So yeah, this was a fun part. It was the first time I used one of these book corner presses. I invested in it because I've tried putting these things on by hand with clamps, and it's possible, but it's not so fun. It takes a lot of fiddly, for me it took a lot of fiddly work, and in the end the book corners kind of stuck out the edges in an awkward way, which it just didn't sit well with me. So I decided to invest in this press, and it is quite cool. It does it so easily, so smoothly, and really it's strong, so the book corner doesn't budge. It doesn't come off. That was really a delight to use. So baby steps, we improve. I'm just wiping off a little bit of oil because with the fresh new press it had a little bit of production oil still on it, so that's something to look out for if you ever try one of these for the first time. But yeah, it's a game changer. I'm really looking forward to using these book corners on more of my journals, since now it goes so easily. So with a little wipe, they're all clean, they're all shiny, they're really nicely protecting the edges, and I was very excited by this, so you can see a lot of footage of these shiny new book corners. Yeah, in the end, it didn't turn out too bad. I would love to make it again and perfect it, but hey, it's good for now, and I really hope the person who receives this book will love it as much as I had fun making it. So I also put one of my gold foil logos on the front, and a purple ribbon inside. That was a fun little touch that I did for the first time, and also some handmade those things at the top to protect and decorate the edges. Thank you for watching, and take care, all of you. See you next month. Bye bye.